Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your November 2022 full moon reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Gemini and take a look at what this game-changing lunar eclipse and full moon in the sign of Taurus has in store for you. So just a friendly reminder, Gemini, these are general readings. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or even entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. So very powerful energy. We have Gemini coming out twice here for you, and we also have Sagittarian energy. So you may have these placements in your chart. You may be dealing with other people with these placements in their chart, or you are just embodying the overall energies all together here. So this is a very powerful full moon on November 8th in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is an earth sign. You are an air sign, Gemini. So it's all about bringing your ideas down to the earthly realm. It's time to manifest, bring things into fruition here. It's time to gain that laser focus on your goals, your wants, your needs, desires. And eclipses are all about revealing and concealing as well. So there may be secrets, there could be scandals, there may be shadows. There is just a little bit of a tumultuous energy showing up around this full moon, but specifically for you, it's about getting proactive. It also happens to be midterm election day in the United States, so we could see a strong political movement as well as sparking revolutions around the globe. So there's a very intense, powerful energy, Gemini, but it's a really good time to speak your world into being. Now, Taurus does rule the throat chakra, and that's your first card up here is this Gemini energy of speaking your world into being. So whatever it is that you would like to see happen and take place and come to fruition, it is the perfect time to do so. Now, if some of you have been holding back on an idea, if you've been keeping something to yourself or something hidden, it may be time to bring it out into the world. Maybe you've been working on a memoir or a YouTube channel and you've been nervous or felt like you were not prepared to put something out into the universe. Now is the time to do so. Get clear on that focus of what it is that you want to manifest. And then there's a straight shooting type of energy with this Taurian energy. So speak your world into being. Very powerful. Next, you have focus on the positive. With all of these energies kind of going a little bit haywire, and with Mars in retrograde, we can tend to see a little bit of volatility. There can be a little burst of anger here and there, whether this is on a global level, a collective level, or if this is your own energies that you may be tuning into, Gemini. It's very important for you to focus on the positive and the positive changes and shifts that are happening in your life versus the past or versus the negative as well. Also, this is Sagittarian energy. So even though we are in Scorpio season, I do feel like these changes are going to take shape for you over the next 4 to 6 weeks into December for you and beyond. So focus on the positive because your hard work is paying off, Gemini, and the things that you have been working on, you're going to see that they start to take shape and take form, and you can see the growth, whether this is in your career, whether it's in your own personal health. Maybe you've been focusing on self-help and triggers and shadow work, because Scorpio season can be all about the mysticism, the spiritual, the deep, leaning on maybe your belief systems as well. And then lastly, it's time to clear your mind. That's what full moons are all about, is clearing the clutter. If you've been finding yourself overanalyzing, overthinking, overworking, or just in your head a lot, this Taurian energy is all about, again, grounding. So it's going to be the perfect month for you to ground your energy and focus on healing rituals, focus on gratitude, and focus on releasing the things that no longer serve you. And then do some grounding work as well. So let's dive into your reading and take a look at where your energy is currently at, what you'll focus on manifesting around this full moon and letting go of, We'll take a look at your spiritual gifts and greatest strengths. We'll get messages from your spiritual team. And lastly, Gemini, we'll take a look at action steps that you can take to continue on your journey. So, all right, Wheel of Fortune showing up here for you. Very powerful. We also have the Three of Swords in reverse. This is good. And the Hermit. So yeah, if you've been, again, feeling a little bit isolated or feeling in your head at times, some of you have been going through some challenges with this focus on the positive. Maybe you've been going through a solo process if you've been single and you've been on a solo journey. For others of you, this Hermit energy is all about introspection. It is about gaining the self-knowledge that you need, whether it's spending some time by yourself, whether it is meditating. If you've been feeling a little bit lonely, rejected, or even withdrawn from the world, it's time to come back down. And that's what I feel is happening for you, because there are a lot of shifts taking place in November. And if I didn't mention before, again, it's a time for midterm elections in the United States. So you're feeling the impact of not just your personal life, but the energies all around. There's a global movement. There is a political movement taking place here. And I feel like you are kind of coming out of that hermit shell, whether it's partaking in this political movement, or for you, it could be changing the way that you do your career or your finances. This can also be about some goals that you have in your personal life. And the wheel is spinning here. This is about fate intervening. And I've been saying in all of the readings, the energy that I feel coming from this full moon and this month in general is that of the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. So it's almost as if things are kind of crumbling around us for us to build up a new structure, a new foundation. And that may be what's happening here for you around this full moon. But you have the wheel versus the tower. So this is really great, because this Wheel of Fortune is about taking a chance. It's about a turning point in your life. If you've been on a path of maybe you felt like it was bad luck or karmic cycles, I feel like there is time for you to take a chance on yourself and put something out there. Speak your world into being. And for some of you, it could be healing some disappointments. For others of you, you may be turning some pain into pleasure. And I'll explain that here. It could be that maybe you grew up in a certain environment, or because of maybe being judged, bullied, criticized, or just feeling disappointed in a situation or in the way you grew up, you may be using that to forge forward in your career. Some of you may be, holistic doctors or nurses or therapists or soul coaches. So again, there could be an energy of you turning that pain into something good to help out other people, including helping out yourself. But it's very important that you do focus on the positive this month versus the pain or the loss or the disappointments here. Because I feel once you start to shift, once you start to kind of come back down to reality, with this Hermit energy, your world is going to change in a very powerful way, Gemini. So let's take a look and see what it is that you're focusing on manifesting and what it is that you may be needing to release. What do we have here for Gemini? Eight of Wands we have here. So kind of getting out of a stuck energy. If you felt like you were, again, repeating a cycle, or if you felt with that Eight of Wands that there was a delay, not anymore, because how Spirit has been showing me this moon is that Taurus energy is that bull. And when that bull sees that red flag, there is nothing else that deters that bull from running towards that red flag. It could be the crowd over here, screaming and pointing and maybe even holding up other signs, but that bull only has its eye on the prize, and that's that red flag. So I feel that whatever you have going on in the month of November, whatever goals or prize that you have, you're going to kind of cast away or set aside any of the distractions and you're really going for it, Gemini. So I like this because if you've let maybe pain distract you from opening your heart up to new love, or if you've been disappointed in your career and you've let that get in the way or interfere with maybe going in a new direction regarding your career or your business, or this could be your own thoughts and your own disappointments holding you back from new opportunities as well. That's about to shift here for you, Gemini, because you have the Eight of Wands, which is what it is that you're manifesting, and you're manifesting forward movement, speed, velocity. Some of you, it could be travel, it could be relocating, there could be a very important message. This is also a movement here. So I'm getting, again, that strong either political movement or just sparking some sort of a revolution within your own self, within your own life. And it may be about collaborating, teamwork, working with others. Some of you, it's very important to reach out because you've been feeling a little bit introvert with this hermit energy. So now it's time to maybe ask for help, or to lean on your soul tribe, your people, other like-minded individuals. If you felt a little bit isolated, I feel like there are people coming in to help you move forward and help you keep your eye on the prize, because some of you were walking a solo path, though this could be vice versa as well. Perhaps some of you wanted to work on your own and you were working with people, or again, vice versa here. So please take it as it resonates for you. But the Three of Pentacles could be leaving behind a group of people or a collaboration or a project or idea to go work for yourself. And for others of you, if you were working from home or if you just felt disconnected from society, you may be moving towards collaborating with other companies, other people, other family members, your friends as well. But the Three of Pentacles is all about cooperation and skilled work, putting in your best effort, and other people as well kind of coming in to help guide you is kind of what I'm sensing here. I mean, this could also be a spiritual teacher, a healer, a coach, a guide, a mentor, a therapist. So I feel like you're going to be working with people here that will actually help you not just clear your mind, but help you open yourself up to new opportunities. So very powerful messages here. Let's take a look at your untapped spiritual gifts and greatest strengths. What do we have for Gemini? Untapped spiritual gifts and greatest strengths. This is one of my favorite parts of the reading because we all know that we have gifts and talents, but we don't always know exactly how to use them at 100%, or we may not even know what they are. And what I feel for you, oh, I love this energy here. What we have for you is your untapped gift is to move towards calmer waters when things seem a little bit shaky, or things seem volatile, or things seem to be stuck or stagnant, because you have the Six of Swords and then you also have this air energy as well, Queen of Swords. So I do feel for you, your untapped spiritual gift, which means that you've tapped into this in this lifetime, but you may still have trouble leaving behind things that are shaky or rocky in your world, because the Six of Swords can be about freeing yourself from a bad situation that may be beyond repair. It can be healing our shadows, and that's what the Scorpio season is all about as well. It can be about secrets and scandals and shadow work and shadow selves, and kind of leaving that energy behind so you can move forward into a life of more clarity and more calmer, peaceful waters here, more serenity. This Six of Swords is letting go of an old story, a mental block, Gemini, that you've tend to maybe tell yourself over and over and over again. There's something I feel like you're releasing and letting go of, and you're not even looking back. It's almost as if you're saying, I'm walking away from this storm because I've weathered this storm many times and I'm heading towards calmer waters. And what you're heading towards here is literally calmer waters. The Queen of Swords, you can see that they're both focused on forward movement. They're not focused on the past. which we see here that maybe you were contemplating. This Hermit energy could have been contemplating a fresh start, a new move, or just connecting to that spiritual side. And this Three of Swords could be all the pain and the heartache that you've been through that has gotten you to where you are today. And I feel like there's a shift in your energy. You're catching, I don't want to say a lucky break because you're creating your own luck here, Gemini, but you can see that she has this dice around her neck. And so I feel like there's fortune here. If you are brave enough, fortune favors the brave, which you absolutely are brave, Gemini. But I feel like there's something tangible. There's something concrete once you let go of an old idea, old pattern, old belief, or old cycle. And that's what's showing up here for you. The Queen of Swords is someone who, she cuts straight through the truth. She doesn't put up with any BS. She goes for what she wants. She has clarity of what she needs to do. Sometimes it may seem if she doesn't have a heart, you could see that her, well, it's not necessarily her heart, but it's her cup. Sometimes it seems as if she sticks her cup in lockdown here and she's taking it with her. So when this Queen of Swords shows up as your spiritual strength, this is about you bringing wisdom and clarity, also integrity and honesty to your world. So if you were in a situation at all where there was betrayal or dishonesty or, truths that had come out, because this full moon, especially with Mars in retrograde, again, this full moon can be all about secrets and scandals and, things coming to the surface that maybe we thought were healed. I feel like you are healing and you're moving on from difficulties here. So this is a really powerful dynamic and duo regarding your untapped gifts and strengths. So again, you can use your strength of clarity to get you out of any dark, negative, or challenging situation. So very, very deep stuff already here. We're going to get a few messages from your spiritual team, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, your pets on the other side. What do we have here for Gemini, please? We're going to pull from the spirit messages, which you actually have quite a few that fell there. And we're also going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle. And for those of you that are interested, thank you, Spirit. Those of you that are interested in any of the decks that you do see used during your reading, you can find all of this information in the description box below. All right, so what do we have here for Gemini? What messages? You have quite a few that came out from your spiritual team. So because Scorpio does govern that mysticism and that intuition and that spiritual side, some of you are really doing some deep soul searching. There may be things that you're thinking of that you've never thought about before, or maybe you didn't realize that it's coming up for you. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Gemini, you're going to love this as well. First, we have breathe or breath. It's time to just take a deep breath, get clear on what it is. Some of you may be needing to do more breath work because they're giving me that fight or flight type of energy where we tend to breathe short breaths from just this heart area instead of the deep belly breaths, which is going to help us pause, calm the flow, calm the energy instead of feeling like we're always in fight or flight. So the breath work is very important here. And it says the breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything. Make sure you're nourishing yourself, slowing down, and really gaining the clarity and wisdom that you need to move forward. You have the Seek Here card showing up. You are seeking the truth at this time. You're seeking the change. You're seeking the healing as well. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and everything in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit, and we'll always be connected. You're getting in touch, back in touch with yourself, because you've been ungrounded, I feel, for quite some time. Maybe being that air sign, Gemini, you've been feeling a little bit spacey, a little bit floaty, maybe even a little bit too in your head. And it's time to kind of connect, come back down to reality, but stay grounded, but you're still able to channel and open up to spirit and your spiritual side. But you can see that there's a butterfly coming from her heart chakra. And this is about inner transformation. I feel like you've been going through this inner transformation, and now you're able to shine that light upon the world. You're stepping out of this area, this energy. You're coming, again, I just keep hearing you kind of coming back down to reality in order for you to manifest what it is that you want in your life. Imagine yourself, Gemini, as a being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. You are brilliant, Gemini. It's time to remember how vibrant you truly are. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of strength within here. I certainly feel that within your energy. Make sure you focus on the positive, because that power can bring in destruction in itself. When you focus on the negative or focus on the pain, it can at times destroy us. And Spirit is saying here, make sure that you realize and recognize the strength that you have within here. And when you start to focus on that strength and that positivity and that light, that's when the game changer really shifts here for you with this wheel. Once that happens, you have new beginnings coming in here for you. And we see a major shift happening with your energy kind of coming out of hermit mode into reality, connecting with other like-minded individuals. Some of you may be taking a course, a class, connecting with family members, with friends. You may be hosting an event as well. You may be going on a retreat or a vacation or some sort of travel. It says everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Yes, this is about setting that laser focus, Gemini, on this new beginning. And even if that red flag for you says new beginning, do whatever you need to do to head towards that new beginning. Don't let distractions pull you off that path. I feel like there's something you must let go of. Now, it could be, again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this eclipse is part of a 3-part series that originated back in November of 2020. So if you can recall maybe something that was going on in your life around that November 2020 time, you may see that there could be something you need to let go of. There could be growth that you have projected in your life. Maybe it was a relationship, health. There could have been a lot of changes for you in the last couple of years. But I do feel that there is something you're letting go of that maybe started either last fall for you, or because you do see the fall leaves, there's a change here happening. And I feel like it could be last fall, or even last, again, 2 years ago during that first part in the series. And then we're also seeing that final third eclipse concluding in October of 2023. So you're in the midst of something quite powerful, some sort of internal shift that's going to change your life. Now, I've been getting this with this energy. I've been seeing a 7 and a 10, and I just seen the 7 on the clock. There is energy of a 7-year cycle and a 10-year cycle. And they also just gave me 3 as well. So some of you may be going in cycles where it could be 3-year, 7-year, or 10-year, where you're concluding and you're wrapping up things. But you may have to let go of a person, a place, or a thing, or a belief, or a pattern, or an addiction. There's just something that you're ready to move on from. And it says once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart, and will do everything in our nature to protect you. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They just gave me the name Brit or Brittany. This could be, maybe you're from Britain, but they're giving me Brit. So please take that as it resonates. And then lastly, we have fun, Gemini. Life isn't meant to be taken so seriously. It's time to let your hair down, have some fun, especially with all these shifts going on and the volatility of it all, and the political movements and the revolutions, and just the energies of maybe, again, secrets and scandals. You may at times want to just hibernate, want to just kind of pull yourself from that energy. But I do feel like it's important for you to connect with others at this time, whether it's therapists, coaches, professionals, friends, your soul tribe. Let your hair down. It says, when was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly, something totally unlike you, and something just for the joy of it? It's long overdue, Gemini, for you to let go of your analytical minds and give yourself and soul permission to have fun. If you've been finding yourself too much in your head, it's time to kind of come back down to reality and let yourself ground. One of the best ways to ground ourselves is dancing as well. It can be about walking barefoot in nature. It can be cleaning, organizing, taking a walk by the water as well, paying attention to the leaves changing if you are in an area where the leaves are changing, for you to take a shower as well. Just ground in the physical is going to really help you out. Next we have here Akasha, and it says your guidance is divinely guided. You are being divinely guided at this time for maybe a higher purpose than you can see now, but I feel like you're protected as well, and you're walking a more colorful path. I feel like you're heading towards something more colorful, more abundant, more successful than you've had in the past here. Because again, your greatest strengths and your untapped gifts are illuminating here for you. So you're heading towards calmer waters, and you're divinely protected as you do so. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Scorpionic energy can be highly intuitive. It can be mysterious as well, but trust that your intuition is on point. If you felt disconnected, you're going to start to see that connection taking place here, kind of coming back down. And I feel like you've been having some sort of feeling, some sort of intuitive nudges or intuitive hits trying to get your attention. It's time to pay attention to what that niggle is. And lastly here, it says, share your voice. Come out of the cave. Wow. Oh, wow. You have literally here, speak your world into being, Gemini. So share your voice. That Taurian energy rules, again, that throat chakra. And then it says, come out of the cave. You see the cave here in the background with this hermit energy. It talks about persecution and expression. Some of you may have had a past life where you were persecuted for your spirituality. You may have been persecuted at the stake. I feel like there's an energy of you sharing your gifts, sharing your spiritual side as well. There is expression, creative expression, and it may be through the spiritual side, whether it is, you connecting with oracle cards, tarot cards, reading about mysticism. Some of you may be getting more readings done than normal, whether you're connecting with a person in person. This could be Etsy readings, YouTube readings. I feel like some of you may be wanting more clarity, but most importantly, make sure you go inward and trust your own intuition because it's high at this time. So come out of the cave. It's time to express yourself, voice your opinion, and turn your world into reality here. So very powerful messages. Now, last but not least, Gemini, we're going to take a look and see how you've grown during this cycle. And lastly, action steps that you can take to continue on your soul's journey. How have you grown, Gemini? All right, first card out here as far as how you've grown, Knight of Cups. You're starting to look inward as well. You're starting to love yourself and make choices based on your heart. And that's very important as an air sign. It's time to kind of look inward and figure out what makes your heart smile. The Knight of Cups can be a romantic. The Knight of Cups can be someone who at times wears their heart on their sleeve. But this Knight of Cups, when you're not feeling in touch with this energy. Now, this is how you've grown, so please take it as it resonates. If you're not feeling in touch, this can create jealousy. It can create manipulation, obsessiveness. It may be back and forth, not committed to love at times, or not committed to what it is that you want to do in your career that is emotionally fulfilling. You may not be committing 100%. And how you have grown, I feel, is you're coming out of this energy here. And it's about you following your heart and doing things that are blissful to you instead of going back and forth with a relationship, with your career, with your health, with self-love. You're really wanting to dive in and take that next step here and head towards your wish fulfillment, your soul, and also your heart. So I like this here with this Nine of Cups. Now, what steps can you take to continue moving forward? Temperance. Balance out those emotions. Don't go to extremes. This can be extremes in the way you eat. It can be an excess of overindulgences, whether it's alcohol, whether it is chocolates or sugar or caffeine. This can also be feelings as well. When this temperance card comes out, it's all about blending energies. It's about patience, moderation. It can also be about compromise and self-control. So in order for you to continue moving forward, you must have the self-control necessary, Gemini, in order to temper those emotions or those extreme behaviors. Now, if you are dealing with someone who goes through extremes as well, that could be what you're moving on from, because you certainly see a moving on from energy here. You may have been in a relationship dynamic where it was very imbalanced, that you could have dealt with maybe even a player type of energy here, or someone who kept breaking your heart over and over. It doesn't have to, maybe it resonates with you, maybe not, but I do feel like it's about self-control and hitting that target, whatever that is for you here, and grounding that into reality, making it, turning what it is that you want into the physical, because that Taurus is a very earthly, physical type of energy. So dealing with finances, material gains and loss, it can be about prosperity, health, and body as well. So Spirit's saying take care of your body, take care of your health, make sure that you are drinking plenty of water, because I'm feeling also this energy can deplete us of our nutrients and of our water as well. So make sure you're drinking even a little bit more than normal, because you may feel depleted or get dehydrated a little quicker than normal. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Very powerful energy. You're definitely moving past something and you're heading towards the calmer waters here, but know that you are not alone. You are being divinely guided, and you're coming back to yourself here after a time of maybe taking a little bit of a hiatus or taking a little bit of downtime for yourself. Yes, it was necessary, it was needed, but now it's time for you to kind of jump back on that bandwagon and set your goals into place. Set that target there, that big red flag for you to go directly at that. That's what I have for you, Gemini. I certainly hope it resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I am sending all of you beautiful Geminis tons of love and light. Thanks so much for tuning in.